In this video, I'm going to show you how to play two separate video clips on the screen at the same time. There's lots of interesting ways you can use that technique, but of course the most obvious one is a news reporter in the studio switching across live to a reporter in the field. Even though maybe it's not live, it was pre-recorded, but you want to imitate that type of news reporting. So let's have a look how to do that. I'm signed into WeVideo with my Pro account, and you can see I've clicked on the Videos tab. And for me to practice my skill, I'm just using some sample video footage. So in the top, I've done a search for news because I want to practice with some news footage. So here we go. We've got some reporters that I'm going to use, and I'm going to bring them down onto the timeline. So let's left click, drag, and I'm going to pop a female reporter who looks like she's in the studio. And so she might be introducing a topic, and then she'll switch over live to the reporter who's out on the field. So let's say that's the man here. So if I left click and drag him down onto the timeline, in order for me to create the illusion that she is talking to him live, the video clips need to be on top of each other, like this. Now, if I press play right now, the only video clip that I can see is the one at the top, and that's the man reporting. I can't see her in the studio until you can see why, because that video clip is a bit longer. Now, normally when you're editing video, you would have them side like this. Okay, so we first start with her and then we switch to him. That is normally how you would do it. But if you want them to appear on the screen at the same time, we've got to have them at some point on top of each other like this. So, one thing you'll notice about the male reporter is that this left-hand side, there's a lot of wasted space. And the right-hand side, there is also a lot of wasted space. So we're going to crop that wasted space away. So double left click on the clip itself, click, and you open up this edit panel. Left-hand side of the edit panel, you've got transform, crop, animation, keying, color, speed, and blur. So those are the different options that you can control about the video clip that we just double clicked on. Well, we're using crop for this particular technique, and I'm going to do a horizontal crop. So on the left-hand side, I want to chop out all of that space. I don't need that. And the right-hand side, I'm going to chop all of that out as well. And press done. Click. There we go. You'll notice straight away, now we can see the video layer of the female reporter in the studio. We can see bits of that underneath him. So he really is kind of sitting on the layer above. You can left click on that video in the preview window and move it around so that we're going to position him on the right hand side of the screen. Well, we're still covering up part of her face, so we need to move that video clip as well. I'm going to left click on her and then left click and hold down the mouse button and move her over to the right. There we go. Now I've got two video clips at the same time on the screen. And if I move the playhead back to the very beginning, they could be talking to each other. Of course, if you're going to do this, you have to plan your script. One person has to respond to the questions of the other person. All right, so we've done it. We've had a look at the technique of how to do it. But normally, a person in the studio would first introduce the story. Tell us what it's about, tell us what's happening before we go to the person out in the field. So let's have a look at how to do that. I'm going to get rid of these ones and start again. I'm going to take the same reporter, the 11th, and make her introduce the story first. Then I'll bring him in on the layer again above. He can come in right at about 5 seconds. Okay. Whenever he comes in, I now want to also edit her. So right now, if I just press play, it'll go from her to him, but they're not on the screen at the same time. So I'm going to go to the beginning of him, and then I'm going to I'm going to split hers. I need to crop him. So edit, crop that out. And this one, click done, move that over. And on hers, I actually now need to move her across again, just like we did before. So we've done him, we've done some editing on her, and that all needs to happen all at the same time where the playhead is to make it look believable. Let's check that I've done it accurately. Move the playhead back, press the spacebar to preview my video. Okay, good. Just her on the screen. Switch. They're talking to each other on the screen. Now I want to go back to just her, because that's kind of how a news story would end. Thank you very much for the update, reporter on the field. Now back to our other stories. So I'm going to use another video clip, bring that on, and I'm going to finish his video so that we're going to go from the two of them in this section, right? Talking to each other, and then back to her full screen again. So let's play that and see if it looks believable from the beginning. Press the spacebar. Here we have her talking about some wonderful medical discovery. She brings in him. He explains more. She thanks him, and she's back to the studio talking about a different story. I hope this tip has been helpful for you to create your own interesting news commentary videos.